After Warner Bros. Feature Animation shut down, the studio didn't release any animated features that were made by them. However, they still distributed a lot of animated features throughout the 2000s and the early 2010s. The Polar Express, The Ant Bully, TMNT, Legend of the Guardians of the Owls of Ga'Hoole, and many more. But it was Happy Feet that inspired Warner Bros. To get back into the animation game. It won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature in 2006, beating out Cars and Monster House. On January 7, 2013, Warner Animation Group was founded. Their first movie was The Lego Movie. Now, I don't think I need to explain the story of the Lego Movie. Y'all pretty much know the story. Emmett is prophesied to be the special and to defeat Lord Business and stop the Kraggle. I won't be explaining how the Lego Movie got made. You go to Animat's video for that. He did it way better than I ever could. When the Lego Movie was released, it was a major success, making $468.1 million off of a $60 to $65 million budget. It was one of the biggest hits of 2014. People kept talking about it and talking about it. It was a phenomenon. Warner Animation Group was off to a fantastic start. But just like Warner Bros. Feature Animation, they soon experienced a decline shortly after the Lego Movie's release. But not as bad. Their next film was Storks in 2016. Instead of a stop motion like Brick feature, it was a fully computer animated feature. It's a pretty jarring change of pace for the studio. It's about a stork named Junior who wants to become boss of the company that, instead of delivering babies like storks used to do, they now deliver packages. However, in order to become boss, he has to fire a close friend of his, Tulip, which he can't bring himself to do, and that eventually leads him to sending her off to the baby factory, where they find this baby and must deliver this baby to the family that is waiting for her. When Storks was released, it was a major step down from the Lego Movie, making $183.4 million off of a $78 million budget. So it wasn't a failure, but compared to the Lego Movie, it was a step down. Their next film was the Lego Batman movie in 2017. It's a spin-off of the Lego Movie featuring one of the Lego Movie's most popular characters, their version of the Batman. When the Lego Batman movie was released, it was praised by critics. It was also a financial hit at the box office, making $312 million off an $80 million budget. It's not technically Lego Movie numbers, but it was still pretty fantastic the way it performed. Things were looking great for the future of the Lego Movie franchise. It seemed like our futures would have more adventures with Lego figurines. However, that all changed in late 2017 when their next feature was released. Their next film was the Lego Ninjago movie. It's not a movie based on the Cartoon Network show, but it's based on the Lego Ninjago set. It's about Lloyd, who must defend Ninjago City from his dad, Lord Garmadon. Garmadon, that's how you say it. When the film was released, it was a downturn for the whole Lego Movie franchise and Warner Animation Group, as it made $123.1 million off of a $70 million budget. Now, it may seem like it was a success, but it really wasn't. When you take into account the marketing, the cast's paychecks, and all the people that worked on it, the Lego Ninjago movie was a flop. However, stay tuned till the end of the story. Warner Animation Group was not ready to give up on the Lego Movie franchise yet. Their next film was Smallfoot in 2018. It's a lot like Hotel Transylvania. Yetis don't believe that humans exist, but when Mego discovers this, Mego's the main character, he sets off on a journey to find the human to prove his tribe wrong. When it was released, it actually did alright, making $214 million off an $80 million budget. So while not a complete hit, Warner Animation Group still had some money coming in. Confident that they could still bank off of the Lego Movie franchise, Warner Animation Group released the long-awaited sequel, The Lego Movie 2, the second part. It takes place right after the first one, after those aliens invaded. They now live in a post-apocalyptic world, and things are made even worse when General Mayhem captures the gang and takes them to the Sistar system, where they'll be joined in peace by Batman and Queen Whatever Wannabe's wedding. Thinking that it's a trap, Emmett and his new friend Rex Dangerfest set out to rescue the gang. Just like Warner Bros. Feature animation with Looney Tunes back in action, Warner Animation Group had high hopes for the Lego Movie 2, that it would bring the franchise to where it once was, a successful powerhouse in the animation industry. However, when the film was released, it was an absolute disaster, only making $192.3 million off of a $99 million budget. Just like with Looney Tunes back in action, Lego Movie 2 was a complete bomb. After the Lego Movie 2 flopped, Lego ended its partnership with Warner Brothers and was bought out by Universal. And now the future of the Lego Movie franchise is in question. Their last and current film, Scoob, was released a year later. However, this wasn't released in theaters due to the pandemic. It went straight to VOD. It's an animated feature based on the popular show Scooby-Doo. And in this film, the gang goes up against Dick Dastardly and try to save the world from the underworld. On video on demand, Scoob made $22.8 million off a $99 million budget. So Scoob was a complete financial failure. And this is the last film Warner Animation Group has released.